don't think the posters united China, because the posters really separated them, because the posters weren't what was really happening. So why would they unite instead of divide?
It was like some people, like mostly the adults, would think, oh, like they've seen the better side of things, so they're like, oh, those posters aren't showing what's really happening, so they're not as good. And then their kids and the government are like, well, it's going to happen, and then that sort of divides them. So.
Yeah, adding on to that.
Sorry.
Add on.
Art and literature, it kind of told who was bad and who was good, and that can unite, or I'm not saying nothing united them, but I think that it also divided them greatly, because it almost split them in half into different groups, like neutral and black and red, and they're not all one China like Mao promised. They're like a bunch of different groups, and some people were forced to do this. And like poster 21, where they were beating the man, it was like the people were beating him because he was supposedly like a bad person, and the others were better than him. So that's not really uniting him then, and it just kind of divided them more.
It's divided them because
can I add on to Rosie's about class status?
Yeah.
I think Jimmy had something to say.
Yeah,
you said.
I'm fine.
Okay, I'll just say. Because like Chairman Mao promised to like unite China, but he was promoting the differentiating, that's probably not a word, but of the different class status, the black, the neutral, and the red. He was promoting that while saying to the people that he's trying to unite people. It's like
Divided
about
into
it,
groups.
When there's so much propaganda going around and all of the people are forced to see this every day, I think that some people would kind of have an urge to rebel against that and to not really like that, but that wasn't really the case in this, so.
Because I heard the other. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, I heard the other group.
Stick around or something.
I heard the other group talking about how when there's the blacks and the reds, within the blacks they were united, and within the reds they were united. But really, when you think about it, it was just separating everyone.
Yeah. The only way they were united was by fear and brainwashing, and that while they still come together, it's a very weak relationship.
Yeah.
And it's controlled by one person. It's very ironic, because if everyone's the same and they're all brainwashed and they all think the same way, they're not truly united, because there's no individualism, there's no harmony. And I think, this might sound kind of sappy, but I think to have for someone to be truly united with a group of people, they have to have harmony amongst them.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Jimmy has something to say.
Yeah, because take Julie's mom and dad from that. I mean, all the people thought, oh, this is so great, Chairman Mao's so good, oh yeah, we all like him. Except, deep down inside, a lot of the adults, especially parents and teachers, they didn't like that. They thought to themselves, this is not good, this is a bad idea. Why are we even doing this? Because Chairman Mao's awesome. Well, yeah, but it's basically favoring those who are being brainwashed, and those who refuse to be brainwashed are basically tortured and killed and confiscated and all that other stuff.
Thing.
So,
I think it's really
yeah.
It's almost like they were so brainwashed that the artists that make posters, they were either really brainwashed or they were so afraid of being killed and tortured that they didn't want to show the reality of the Cultural Revolution, where people were being tortured and killed every day. Things were precious things that were passed down in their family were taken away from them, and they couldn't fight. They couldn't fight against it, and it's just Chairman Mao is, just
take down Chairman Mao, they have all of his little minions, the Red Guards, and they will just take care of you. Well, not take care of you in a good way, but take care of you in a bad way. So
I kind of disagree with that because after Chairman Mao's death, the Cultural Revolution kind of just went away.
Yeah,
and there's
actually kind of trickled to a halt.
because when you think about it, all the power Chairman Mao had was, I think actually he did some good things before the Great Leap Forward and everything. So people loved him. And then by the time Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution came, he was doing so many bad things that everyone kind of feared him almost. So everyone, even the Reds. Oh, sorry, you had something to say?
No, you can keep going.
I feel like even the Reds kind of feared Chairman Mao because he had all the power.
Seriously, it's like the Death Eaters of Voldemort, and there's you're not Harry Potter is exactly like that. Okay.
So what I was just saying is that.
Back to China. Back to real life.
Okay, so. Okay, so each person was almost thinking that by following Chairman Mao, the rest of society would accept that person. But really, everyone is like that, and it's just kind of somehow Mao got control of everything.
So like the Red Guards, like they really hate people who have a bad class status because they didn't make good class status and they want to keep it. So yeah, okay. Sorry to be true. They have like their red book of quotes and everything, and I haven't heard many of them, but I'm guessing some of them said, well, like we heard one of the quotes in Moral Cultures was, we have to take the whip from the hand of the class enemy to whip that class enemy back. And they would like hate the people with black class status, even if the people were doing something to get rid of it. They would still like hate them until they became a Red Guard or something.
From the note,
They would hate them until they became a black class.
Yeah.
The Red Guards didn't really do anything after Chairman Mao's death. They didn't like kill anyone because when it was over.
Yeah, another thing about art and literature, if you notice the posters where the Red Guards are kind of beating up the black classes, the black classes kind of look like, I don't know how to describe it, but in Red Scarf Girl, you know how Julie's dad was not obviously just like a terrible person?
Yeah.
Like
No,
some
he's
evil
person.
king landlord who was just like taken out of power and is now like being beaten.
Yeah,
He was an actual person.
He was. Yeah.
The posters kind of shows that all landlords and all of the black classes are just
Like
pathetic. They're just like terrible. They can't be respected in any way.
And I'm kind of adding on to where Pranay said, Chairman Mao actually did some good things before the Great Leap Forward and all that started. And it's almost like people loved him so much. And by the time the Great Leap Forward started and the Cultural Revolution, they were already brainwashed into loving him so much as if he was their god. So they didn't even notice he was doing all these terrible things.
Yeah, and then some people started fearing him during that time and thought, oh, everyone else loves him, I better love him too, no matter what he does to me or my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like.
It probably started with only like a couple people, and then it started spreading out until
Yeah.
everyone had to love him.
So like
Yeah, I
they
think
were writing they were writing the Dazubao, and it was causing people to break with their families, which definitely divides people. They would break with their families, and they thought like, oh my gosh, we're cursed with this bad class status, and then they would like in Red Scarf Girl, somebody actually slapped their mom or something. And then there was the guy who was going around like taking scrap paper or something, and he ripped off a Dazubao, accidentally ripped a picture of Chairman Mao, and he was like beaten and tortured.
Yeah, from the notes on the Cultural Revolution, it said that the Chinese people traditionally, like ever, they didn't have freedom of speech. Like they didn't. So they during the Cultural Revolution especially, they often said one thing and they meant another.
Mm-hmm.
And so so if not everyone knew what the other person was saying, like they could say long live Chairman Mao, but they really meant, okay, we have to get out of here. if some people thought they actually meant, okay, let's get out of here, and some people thought they meant, you know, take the dog for a walk. Some people thought it's just, you know, it's like
all over.
yeah, and it's division.
Oh yeah.
Well, take the video No Rest for the Weary. I mean, it separated teacher and parents from these innocent, gullible kids. Not that all kids are gullible, but it basically said, oh, you are bad. All of a sudden, you are bad because you have bad parents. That just because they have a bad class status, and then they would say, oh, I hate my parents now, and they would just walk away from them, or they would stay with them and get made fun of. So it's really a tough time for those kids because, I mean, they're innocent. I mean, there's nothing they can do about it. So
I think we're kind of venturing away from.
Well,
that.
Jimmy brought up actually a really good
Dividing
point
part,
though,
I think
didn't he?
we're kind of venturing.
Like children can be really influenced easily by all these posters and Dazzy Bow and everything. Like you know how just everyone loved their teachers first, and suddenly a whole cultural evolution popped up, and then there are a billion Dazzy Bows and Red Scarf Girl about it. I hate you, teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the
The
5
sound
songs on
drive
the
and
radio.
everything.
Like I know a lot of you said you would go crazy if you had to listen to 5 songs over and over and over again for 10 years. Yeah.
Relate to the songs unless you're Chairman Mao.
Yeah. And that
There's only
makes
exactly
you kind of
divided.
And
that divided.
I think children were the easiest to brainwash because
They don't.
think back to when you were a child. You just went along with whatever anyone else was doing.
Try
read the-
being like a different religion in a public school.
Yeah, and you know they wear the big medals with Chairman Mao on them, and they read the Precious Fred book. You know, yeah. A lot of my friends, you know, say when I was little, I read the Bible as if it was a storybook because they didn't know what they were doing. They were just doing everything what everyone else was doing.
Yeah.
Another reason why kids are so gullible is they don't know anything before Chairman Mao. It was just boom, Chairman Mao, you gotta follow him.
Like, how many people remember the day they were born or the first couple of years of their life? Unless they're only like a year past the first couple of years of their life, then they remember that, but it's not much to go on.
That's
So
maybe why it was hard for Julie because she knew what it felt like before the Cultural Revolution.
She was
She had experienced what it was like not to have 5 songs playing on the radio and to have only 1 or 2 books available to you, and she had freedom, and she's like, what happened here?
doesn't really
And that
matter.
divides people because the people who were raised to believe there are 5 songs on the radio, there are 2 books to be read, and you had to love Chairman Mao or you die. As that, you know, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And the other people who were like, you know, I did like the dynastic China. You could actually have so much freedom, and you know, you didn't. It wasn't like this. They were divided because they had like just they were brainwashed differently. I guess it was harder. So
There's no way for them to really think something else because they haven't experienced that. If someone tells you something, like tells you, oh, this happened in 1750. Well, I wasn't there, so how do I actually know that's like that?
Yeah,
like if
Someone
your teacher
could just
tells
be
you,
lying.
you know.
Yeah, I can believe that, but I
like
can't.
someone can say
know
that dynastic
invented
China
the
was
potato.
so bad or something like that.
We're venturing off a little.
Yeah, but it's just like, well, it's kind of like
World War II.
thing.
It's kind of like World War II with Hitler. Hitler controlled the world almost.
Yeah.
Like, and they were taught to hate, like, they were taught to hate Jews. And I know, but there are a lot of, but the people that did, when they rebelled, they were killed and gassed, and it was just awful. But it was exactly the same because to influence people, you use art and literature, like, traditionally. And there's just, like, so many examples.